Hey guys, so I'm back today with a new favorites slash products review of the last couple weeks video. I told you guys in my last version of this that I'm really over the monthly favorites video. I just feel like at the end of the month, you know, every video from every YouTuber is just a favorites video, and honestly, I think that gets kind of boring to watch. You're just watching like tons of the same video over and over again. I thought that I would just start doing them kind of sporadically whenever I felt like it, kind of more towards the middle of the month since no one's really uploading a favorites video then. And yeah, so that is what I'm going to do today. I'm straying away just from favorites and more from just some of my favorite new products that are also kind of like mini product reviews for you guys, because I love telling you guys about new products, but I don't always get the chance because not all of them are like glorious favorites, or you know, I'm using them all the time, but maybe they're not like total thrill products, but you guys still might really love them. I am going to get started. Couple of oldies in here, a couple of new ones, so let's just get into it. So this first palette I actually picked up during the Sephora VIB sale, which a ton of this stuff is actually from that sale specifically. And this is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette. So I'm sure that you guys have heard of the Shade and Light Cheek Contouring Palette. This is like its brother or sister palette, and it's all matte eyeshadows. I have absolutely fallen in love with this palette. I have used it non-stop since I got it, which is pretty crazy because I have so many eyeshadow palettes, so many eyeshadow quads, duos, singles. Because this is a review, I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I love this palette. I definitely recommend picking it up, but they're like so smooth and so well powder grained whatever that they kind of like throw extra color places. I hate this about some palettes, and this is like in every one of my favorite like amazing quality eyeshadow palettes, is that when you touch it, like it picks up so much product that it makes the product like go around its little eyeshadow part. So it kind of gives it like fallout within the pan. It just makes it look less pretty. It also kind of uses up extra eyeshadow, which just is what really makes me annoyed about it. Next up, I had been noticing that my under eyes were getting really dry. So I turned to one of my favorite brands, which is First Aid Beauty, and I picked up the 5-in-1 eye cream in the Age Delay formula. I had been using the eye brightener, which had like the metal tip. I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's like kind of a creamier brightening formula, a little bit better than a brightening concealer for your skin, but it's not quite an eye cream, and I have really noticed that my eyes were getting really dry. So I've been using this guy. It doesn't like completely fix any under eye problem, but it is a good solution, and it is something that I would look at if you guys are pretty young still and you don't need a really heavy duty eye cream. I think that this is great. Definitely makes things go on smoother, and it's really quick to absorb, but it's not quite as heavy as like other eye creams. So if you need something more intense, this is not your guy, but I have really liked him. Throwing in one of my old favorites that I have re-fallen in love with because I'm loving the cream contour kind of thing right now. And this is the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel. And this is just my favorite bronzing product because it just makes me feel like such a fancy makeup artist. It has like that Chanel fragrance to it, and I love it. I just take a little like pointed foundation brush, like one of the flat ones, and I just kind of carve out my nose and my cheekbones and my forehead and my jawline. I used a little bit of this today, but not too much, and I just think that it's amazing, and it's one of my favorite products for the summer because I feel like creams just kind of blend in super nicely during the summer, and I love them. That product is really pricey, but really worth it in my opinion because it lasts forever. The Makeup Forever Aqua Lip in the shade 2C. This has been, I think, my most loved lip product in the longest time, and I just fell in love with it. It's a lip liner, and I've really never fallen in love with a lip liner. Like, I've had some red ones, I've had some plum ones, I've had some neutral ones before, and this is just my absolute favorite. The formulation of it is so creamy, so long wearing. It doesn't feather out. It is kind of smudgy, so it is kind of hard. If you're not good at lip liner, to get a perfect line with this, you do have to be very slow and gentle with it, but it is an amazing product. And this might not be the perfect neutral or your lips kind of shade, but it is for me. It's a matte lip pencil, and if it's not for you, what I was going to say is pick up shades like 1 or 3. I'm number 2, so I kind of went in the middle, and those I think are a little bit lighter and a little bit darker. I know 3 is definitely a little bit darker. And yeah, so I just liked this because I wanted something that if I wanted to like do a little bit of overlining, I never overline like crazy. I just do a tiny bit. And yeah, it's just really nice. Or if you just want something to make any kind of lipstick last a little bit longer, that's what I always use this for too. I wear this under everything. I'm gonna have to buy a new one, I'm sure, really soon, like sooner than any other lip product. So this guy is amazing. Next up, I have a powder, and I really never talk about powders on my channel. I know, crazy, but I've just never had one that I wanted to mention, I guess, before. So this is the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. Secret Brightening Powder, and I'm sure that you guys have heard about this before. It's a really tiny powder for some sort of translucent powder, and that's exactly what it is. It has the little bit of the circly holes. It like has a ton of extra powder on top, and it's just a really finely milled powder that has a little bit of, it almost causes like a white cast on your face, which I know that that doesn't sound like you want it, and it's honestly not as noticeable as I'm making it sound, but it just puts a tiny bit of lightness on the areas where you might want it. So you're really only supposed to put this on select areas of your face. I put it underneath my eyes to set any kind of concealer that I have underneath my eyes, a little bit on my chin and the center of my forehead, maybe down my nose if I'm feeling like overdoing it. And then I'll set the rest of my face with just a plain old translucent powder, and it's just amazing. I think that it makes a really nice difference in just kind of giving you a little more brightness and a little more of a luminous look where you kind of normally highlight. And this is perfect if you don't want to do like a crazy highlighting, contouring, like 10 million products of different shades. Like just get this translucent powder, put it on the center of your face, because you really don't even need to powder the outer rim of your face unless you have super oily skin, and this will just be amazing. Trust me, it's great. And I never really feel like I need touch-ups with that. I'll just throw that in there. So it's a really good powder because you don't need to touch it up. Last up, I have the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, SPF 20 oil-free version, and I'm in the shade Blush. So this is a product that was super popular a couple years back, and I never picked it up before, but this summer I was just like, I want to invest in a really nice tinted moisturizer so that way I don't have to wear a full face of makeup all the time, but I could still get a little bit of complexion adjustments, yeah. So I decided to pick this up, and I have really been liking this. This is a nice tinted moisturizer. I do feel like it really does even out my complexion. My only complaint about this guy is that it is a tinted moisturizer. It's not like a foundation. So if you're going to apply a ton of this as if you're applying a foundation and you're going to apply it all over your face, it will feel a little bit oily and a little bit like you have makeup on your face, which I don't personally like, even though I wear a ton of makeup. It gives you that feeling, especially towards the end of the day. You cannot wear this for a very long time and expect it to hold up, expect it to not have to need powdering or something like that. It is kind of more of a makeup product, and a lot of tinted moisturizers are like that. So I do love this as far as tinted moisturizers go. I'm really glad that I picked it up, and I will continue to use it all summer long. But that is just something to keep in mind. So that is it for my favorites of the moment right now. I hope that you guys like this kind of style of reviewing and just talking about what I've been using the most recently and some of the new products that I've been trying out. And if you guys like this and you want me to keep doing this kind of favorites video, tell me in the comments below so I know what you think. It just takes a second. Just go and type right now. Please tell me anything. And if you guys want me to switch back to the typical favorites video, you can tell me that as well too, where I talk about probably a little bit more and I try to keep my descriptions a little bit shorter. So that is it. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Please, please, please subscribe to my channel if you've never subscribed before, or check me out on social media if you feel like it. And right now, I want you to go and watch my last video, which I will link right down below in the description box. It was a vlog where I take you guys along on my birthday, and thank you guys for those of you who wished me a happy birthday on that video. I definitely saw it. I don't know if I responded. I try to respond to all my comments. I try to respond to all my comments, but I don't always do it. But I did reply to those of you on Twitter. So thank you guys so much. That was a virtual hug, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!